Ryan, you've been pretty open at the end of the season about hoping that Kirk would come back, or that there'd be a way to work that out. I'm just curious what your reaction was when you found out that he was going to Atlanta, and what you kind of think about the situation now.
Yeah, I mean, I have a job, and that's not my job. My job's to block people, and it's pretty much when that kind of stuff happens, it's the same as any other teammate who signs somewhere else or goes on and moves on. You call them, you wish them well, and you hope they play really bad when they play us. So it was no different than other teammates that I've been close with that had left. You give them a call, you check in on them on the off season, and move on. I've talked to Alex Madison a couple times through text in the off season, and it's no different. Life moves on. It's a business, and it's time to get to work, and time to push this thing in the right direction.
Is it going to change how you watch the NFL draft at all, if you plan to watch?
I used to get into the draft a ton my first couple of years and trying to think who we're gonna take and who the guys are, and now I have no idea. I've probably more removed in the past couple off seasons than I was at the beginning, and whoever shows up, let's go, let's get ready to roll and have a good time and go chase doing something really special here.
What changed?
I think by the end of the year, you're ready to check out more. Fully reset and just kind of get it out of your mind. And being a fan of the game, being a huge fan of football, it's hard to kind of step away, but it's definitely necessary. And I think as you're in it longer, you feel more refreshed coming back when you just have no idea what's going on.
How do you expect the leadership dynamic to change? Because obviously Kirk was the guy in command of everything, but whether it's Sam Darnold or a rookie quarterback, it's going to be somebody who's going through a learning process with a lot of you guys who have been in this offense for a few years.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it. There's a lot of us who have been here in this offense since this coaching staff got here, and so it's on us to kind of pick up our game and pick up our pace of installing the offense and understanding and taking it to new levels and seeing where it's going to grow and develop. And obviously we have a ton of playmakers and a really good O-line. So there's guys who have been here and done it, and it's going to be on everybody to collectively raise their game and raise their knowledge level, so everything doesn't all fall on one guy.
What was your reaction to Aaron Jones?
Let's go. We texted like 2 days after he got signed and whatever, and he was fired up. I did see the videos of him walking in doing the skull chant, and that was the same over text. He was fired up, and obviously playing them twice a year, I had a ton of respect for him, and he walked in the cafeteria with a big smile this morning and said what's up to everybody. So excited to get to know him more, and excited to play with him for sure, because we watched him do some damage the last couple of years, and heck of a player. So excited to get to know him as a person too.
Yeah, Brian, as you look at just kind of everything you guys have on the offensive side of the ball, whether it's Sam or a rookie quarterback, just how do you feel like the situation sets up for whoever is under center?
I think it sets up well. I think we have a ton of talent across the board. I think our coaching staff is going to do a great job, with Sam or whoever, and do a great job getting whoever it is ready to go. And it won't be for a lack of preparation or a lack of knowledge on the offense. There's some really bright minds here, and where we're starting this year, even as an offense, is different than the last 2 years. You can kind of pick up with the ball rolling as opposed to starting from ground zero. And once again, it's on everybody else to step our game up and play better.
You were a draftee a few years back. What was it like as you were getting ready for the draft? You were hearing rumors. You were probably looking at mock drafts, the whole thing.
Yeah.
What is that like when you look back at it now?
Yeah, it feels like yesterday. And then Sam was telling me there's only a couple guys that have been here longer since then, but it feels like it happened, 6 months ago. But it's pretty crazy. You just are kind of hoping you end up in a good place, a winning team, and you kind of have a couple idea of teams that are going to pick you, and you're sitting around with family and watching the draft, and everybody always gets picked later than they thought they were, or later than everybody tells them they were going to get picked. And I had no idea it was going to be Minnesota. If you had said rank your 32 teams of teams you think are likely to pick you, I wouldn't have put them. And then you get a call from a Minneapolis area code and come out here a week later and get going and just dive right in.
In view of your experience and having been here when you guys were winning divisions, and now all the talk about the NFC North is about Green Bay and Detroit and what Chicago's gonna do. How do you as a leader try to block the noise?
I think come in and take it one day at a time and dive into our own process and not worry about any other team or who's talking about what. And, you know, there's been years where they were talking about us and we didn't do well, and there has been years where they weren't talking about us and we played great. So at the end of the day, you have to play the games, and you got to go out every week and prove it and earn it and win. And there's definitely a sense of urgency in the building. You even felt it this morning, just trying to be relentless this year in preparation and taking some of our details and things in meetings, even in OTAs, to a higher level, and demanding more out of everybody on our team and demanding more out of our coaching staff. It's already been talked about that we can demand more of ourselves, and we will do that.
Ryan, where the game has changed recently, more athletic quarterbacks, has your training had to change as an offensive tackle? And do you ever think about the possibility of you guys bringing in like a dual threat quarterback that may be on the move a lot?
My training hasn't really changed. I mean, it evolves, and you try to do new things and try to get better and get healthier, and you know, take your physical game to a new level. But 3rd and 8 is still 3rd and 8 for an offensive tackle. So you know, if everybody up front's doing their job, it doesn't matter if the guy can move or not, because he's going to have time back there. So that kind of stuff is out of my control. What is in my control is block the guy as long as possible and do it over and over and over again. And whoever's back there, hopefully will have some success if we're all doing that.
Hey Brian, were there any takeaways from your rehab process last year that you've kind of passed along to TJ as he's going through his this year?
Yeah. Not every day is going to be a step forward. There's going to be some, you know, ride the wave, ride the peaks and valleys a little bit, but just stay true to your process and, you know, keep a positive mindset. And you have more time than you think. I remember coming back last spring and limping up on this stage thinking like, it's going well, but, you know, we're a long ways off. And I'm not 100% sure where he is. He told me this morning he's feeling great, and I'm sure you guys will talk to him. But he's going to be fine, the way he handles his rehab and preparation, and the guys he sees here and outside the building to get himself ready to go. He's a true pro, so he'll do things the right way, and he'll be back for sure.
How did you reflect on your year, just given you in the spring were limping up there and then played, I mean, obviously through training camp, but how did you reflect on your year in general?
It felt like the 22 and 23 seasons were the same, because it happened at the end of the 22 season, and then you're just here every single day through 23. So I'm sure TJ's going through a little bit of that, where it's when something like that happens near the end of the year, there's less of an ability to shut down and mentally get out. And so I'm sure he still feels like he's been going every single day since the end of the season. But definitely having a full off season, being completely healthy is, you know, you don't take it for granted now because you had him for a while. And it definitely felt like, you know, 2 weeks ago I was like itching to get back and ready to go, because I did get time to get away and decompress and do some other things. So that's the biggest difference, is it feels like this is this season, where others just felt like a continuous grind.
Thanks, Brian.
Cool.